Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you guys doing? So this half scale bodice is very important. You need to know how to draft this. If you can do this, you will not have issues making your bustier, your corsets, and every other outfit. This is the first thing you need to know how to draft. You need to know how to make this. So you have to practice this, okay? From this pattern, you alter it to make your corset. You can alter it to make your bustier, okay? And you have a perfect and better fit. Okay, you will also learn how to tighten your center back so that your zipper will lay flat at your back. First of all, you divide your biggest measurement by 2. So this is my bust circumference divided by 2 plus 2 inches. Okay, so from this edge to here is my bust divided by 2, and I went ahead to divide it again into 2. Okay, from here to here is my bust divided by 2 plus 2 inches for allowance, and I divided that into 2 again. Okay, so what I have here is my back and front panel. Okay, and they are going to be like unfold, so you're drafting quarter of your front and quarter of your back. Okay, so this will be my front panel, while this will be the back. Okay, so this is the front and this is the back. Your biggest circumference divided by 2 plus 2 inches. So first I'm going to mark my shoulder divided by 2. My shoulder is 16 divided by 2. I'll have 8. I'll do that at the back panel. So this is my center back. Okay, CB, my center back, right? So, and this is my shoulder divided by 2, which is 10, and then I'll 8, and then I marked 3 for my neck width and 1 inch for my back neck depth. I'll do the same thing to the front, 3 inches for the neck width and 3 inches for the neck depth for the front. So I'm using 3 by 3 for the front. It is not standard, you can change it. Okay, now I'm going to mark my shoulder slope from here. I'll come down by 1.5 for the front and 1 inch for my back shoulder slope. So I'm going to connect to the neck width like this. So the reason I came down by 1.5 for the front shoulder slope is to tighten the armhole area, so that when you make your dress and wear it, the armhole area will fit very well on you. It will lay very flat on you. So you need to tighten the front part. That is why we come down by 0.5, 1.5 inch. Okay, so for the length of my half length rather is 18 inches for the front, and for the back is 16 inches. Okay, so the back is 2 inches shorter than the front panel. Okay, so from this point I'm going to go up by 2 inches to mark my back half length. Okay, so right now I'm going up by 2 inches from the waistline to mark my back waistline, which is my half length. So you measure your back and your front. Normally our back waistline and our front waistline is not the same because of our bust. So the front is supposed to be longer than the back panel, than the back waistline. Okay, your back waistline should be shorter than your front waistline. This is because of our bust. Okay, so yours can be 3, it can be 2.5 or more. So this is the difference between my front and back waistline. Okay, so now I'm going to take my measurement. I'm marking my half armhole line, okay, which is my chest line, 8.5. I'm marking 8.5 for my chest line. Okay, and next I'm going to mark my bust line. I'm using 11 inches for my bust point. So I'll be marking that only at on the front panel. I will not be marking it on the back. So now I'll connect all my points together. So this is different from the one I have on the channel. Okay, this one is different. This one is half scale, while the other one is a full scale, and is also different in so many ways. Okay, so you need to know how to make this. You need to download this video and practice this, rehearse this. You need it for your dresses and your tops. Okay, so it's very important you learn. Don't say I know how to do the other one, I don't need to learn this one. You need it. We learn new things every day. Okay, so you need to know how to do this. So next I'm going to mark my shoulder, divide by 4, divide by 2. So what I have here, I'll mark it here, which is 8 inch. Okay, shoulder divide by 2. And at the back panel I'll be marking 8.5 because I'll be tightening the back area. Okay, so I use 8.5 for the back and 8 inches for the front, right? So I'll connect them together this way. Okay, so I use 8 inches for the front and 8.5. I'm trying to check my mark. So this is 8 inches for the front, and for the back is 8.5. So next I'll be covering my armhole. For the front, I will go up by 2.5. So you can use 2 inches, 2.5, 3 inches. Okay, so we'll not be dividing the pattern, the armhole line by 2. So I'll be using 2.5 for this. You can use 2 inches or 3, and I'll come in by 0.75. That's quarter of an inch. Okay, and I'll connect like this with a straight ruler. So you connect with a straight ruler like this, and I will take my bust circumference, divide by 4 plus ½ inch for ease. Okay, and I'll curve my armhole. Okay, so for the back, I'm going to divide the armhole line into 2. So what I have here, I'll mark the midpoint and I'll go in by ½ inch. So for the back, you divide it by 2. For the front, you go up by 2 inches or 3 inches or 2.5. So I'll connect this way, and I'll take my bust circumference, divide by divide by 2, divide by 4 plus ½ inch for ease, right? And I'll curve the back armhole like this. Okay, so we have curved our front and back armhole. Next, I'm going to be taking my apex, that's my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 8 inch, divided by 2. I'll have 4. So I'll be marking my 4 inches here, taking my 4 inches this way. Okay, so from the bust line, I'll come down by 1 inch for my dart. So I'm going to connect from the waistline up towards the 1 inch like this. Okay, so on the waistline, I'll mark 0.75 on both sides of the dart line. I'll connect it upward. Okay, I use 0.75, which is 1 inch for my darts, 1.5 I mean for the 2 darts. So I mark 0.75 on both sides. This point, I mark 0.75 on both sides. So I'll connect this way. So before I mark my back dart, I need to tighten my center back. So I'll be using 0.75. You can use 1 inch, you can use ½ an inch just to tighten the back. Your zipper area will lay flat at your back. It will not be caping. It will not be bulging, okay? So from the shoulder line to my chest line, I'll divide that by 2. And I'm going to connect from here to that point. just to flatten the back zipper side. This is not 100% tightening though, so I may teach that later, how to snatch your back 100% tightening. So this is just 50% or so. Okay, so I'm going to take my measurement now. So on the waistline, I'm going to take my waist circumference divided by 4 plus 1.5 inch for my dart. So I'm starting from the 0.75 I marked here. Okay, I'll start from the 0.75 I marked to take my measurement, not from this point, okay, but from 0.75. So I'll be taking my waist divided by 4 plus 1.5 inch for the dart I'll be marking later. So this is where my waist divided by 4 is, and the 1.5 inch falls on this line here, just very close to the line here. Okay, and now I'm going to take my apex nipple divided by 2. This is 4 here. That's my nipple to nipple divided by 2. And from the chest line, I'm going to come down by 1 inch. So I'll connect that line together. First of all, let me take my apex. So I'm going to measure what I have here so that I'll have a straight line. And I'll mark the same thing here like this. Hope you understand what I did now. Just to get a straight line, you're going to take what you have there and then you mark the same thing. So I'll connect this way, and on the waistline I'm going to mark 0.75 on both that leg. Okay, so I'll connect it like this. Okay, so we've marked our front dart and back dart. So now I'm going to connect this way. Remember, we've marked our waistline here and we've already marked our bust measurement, so I'll connect to this point. So we've already marked our bust measurement before we curve our armhole, right? Okay, so I'm going to connect to that point now. Like this. And our back panel is ready. So we are through with the back. Okay, and let's move on to the front part. So next I'll be taking my measurement, my bust divided by 2 plus ½ inch for ease. You need to have ease allowance on your pattern. Okay, you need to have ease allowance on your pattern. And then I'll mark my waist divided by 2 plus 1.5 inch for my dart. Okay, 1.5 inch for the dart I marked 0.75 on both sides, which will be 1.5 inch. So I've marked that, and I'll connect from the chest line down to the waistline like this. Guys, you need to know how to do this. You need to know how to draft this. Even if you download this video to watch it over and over again so as to know how to do this, it's fine, but you really need to know how to draft this. Okay, if you can draft this, you have a perfect fitting after making your dress, and also know how to take accurate measurements. So I'm curving my neckline. I've curved my back neckline. Now I'll curve my front neckline. Remember, we marked 3.3, I mean 3 by 3 for the front neck, and we mark 3 by 1 for the back neck. Okay, so try to take accurate measurements. Okay, so I may be uploading video on how to take a perfect or accurate measurement later. So on the bust line, we are going to mark our bust dart. Okay, so I'll mark my nipple to nipple here. So this is it. So from that point, I'll mark ½ inch. I'll move away from it by ½ inch to mark my bust line. Okay, so from this bust line, this is bust line. Okay, from this bust line, I'm going to mark 2 inches down, 2 inches, and I'll connect to that ½ inch I marked away like this. Okay, so this is our bust line, right? So when you close this bust line, this waist and the front waist and the back waist will align together. When you close that 2 inch, it will come equal with each other. So it will only be longer at the center front, but the two sides is going to be equal. They'll align with each other. So you measure the midpoint of your bust line and tick on it. So you can either connect, don't cut on this line, cut on the middle line so that you have excess, so that when you close your back dart, you'll be able to redraw it, because once you close the back dart, is going to shift. Your measurement is going to shift when you close this. So you can either leave excess or you just draw something like this. Okay, you just add a little bit. Sorry, I'm supposed to start this from the armhole. Okay, so I'm going to redraw it. Okay, here I'm going to start from the armhole because I tried closing it and it was still showing. I'm going to draw it from the armhole down like this, so that when you close your bust dart, you will redraw your measurement. Okay, you will redraw your side seam because it will not be equal once you close this bust dart. Okay, or you can just leave at least excess like 1 inch at the side, so that when you close your bust dart, you redraw the line and you cut it out. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and share this video and make sure you learn this. Practice, practice, practice. See you in my next video. Bye.